Yo everybody, we're here at Englishtown and I did a ton of tire testing with 4 totally different sets of tires, and we're gonna give you all the education, the data, and the speeds so you guys can pick the tire that's best for you. This is my E36. The reason why I chose this is because it is the most relatable car for drifting. No matter who you are, starting, if you're a pro or whatnot, you always want to have a car that's just like this. It has a 200 horsepower S50. It has all BC suspension. All the suspension arms are basic, cheap, low cost. It has an SLR kit, proper handbrake, bucket seats, and that is pretty much it. All the geometry is correct. The alignment is good. We're at about a 36th of an inch toe in for maximum tire life. And we have the ride height set pretty low so that we can get this car around every turn and not worry about having too much grip. So let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Okay, here's the procedure for these tires. First thing we're gonna do is put on the fresh set of each, set them at 40 PSI, get a track temp, tire temp, the tread depth, and a durometer before we even go out. And then the track will be broken down into 3 sectors so that we can get the speed for each of them and how fast they are. Then I will give feedback on the forward grip, the side grip, and an overall driver rating on how much I enjoyed the tire for what I'm using it for. For each lap, the car will go out. We will do 3 turn burnout to warm the tires up, and then we will go out and leave from the exact same point each time. This track is laid out so that there's big entries that decel, lots of acceleration on throttle. About 90% of this lap is full throttle. So we're gonna come out of turn 1 on throttle all the way through the transition. We'll have a handbrake at the exact same time. We'll drive the exact same line every time, and we'll utilize full throttle all the way through turn 2, running out of angle pretty much, and then flick up over the hill into the last turn, picking the throttle up all the way to the finish line. Each of the sectors is set up by a cone, and Ricky is taking ETs on his phone. Once we pull back up under the tent, we'll wait 30 seconds and then we'll stab the tire to take tire temp, tread depth, and the durometer reading again. We'll also take a track temp at this time. After the 5 laps is done, we'll see how much tread is left, and then I will give you guys the notes on how I felt they drive.
What's the ambient temperature today? Consistency in science.
Burning out today, boy. Okay, 651 Sport, 200 treadwear, 215/45. We've got the DAT. This was the king of the hill for speed. It was the fastest on a track that had the least amount of rubber. Kind of hard to argue that. Track temps did come up a little bit throughout the day, but they never got over 125, and that's kind of where it starts getting greasy. I saw no grease in this tire. It was very consistent. It is very balanced. It is a little biased towards forward bite compared to the other tires. So basically the stats on this were the ETs were the fastest every time, no matter what. The tire pressure gain was right at about 20%. We started at 40, it went to 48. This tire was fastest on lap 2 and 3, and it slowed down a little bit in lap 4 and a bit more in lap 5 as it got harder on the durometer. It started off as a 65 durometer, then went to a 56, 57, and then back to 60 for the last 2 laps. So as you get down in the compound, even though the tire temp is getting hotter, it is a harder base compound. But again, the fastest. I gave this a rating of 9 out of 10 total, 8 on forward bite and 7 on side bite. So this is the 351 Sport or 351 GD, 215/45. Both the performance tires that we've done have been 215/45s, and this is the second fastest tire at all, but my favorite tire for this particular car. I gave it 10s across the board because I felt like it was the most balanced tire for having fun and shredding, like back ease, big powers on throttle, extensions. It was the most confident on the handbrake, and I felt like my car, I was invincible with this tire on. It also lasted a bit better than the 651. I would say it would get another lap or 2 better than the 651 Sport. It did have the most tire pressure gain, going from 40 PSI to 50, but the tire temps in this were a bit more managed. In terms of how soft it is, it started off as a 70, went down to 62, and ended at 60. So this tire got better every lap, and that's how I felt driving it as well. I felt like throughout the laps, the hotter I got, the more laps I got, the better it got, which means this compound is the same from the base base all the way to the top, which is going to be the most consistent for you. But it was not as fast as 651. So yes, my favorite tire to drive on, but not the fastest. Now moving on to the Accelera Phi. This is a 215/50, both of the more all-season standard tires I got in a 50 sidewall to hopefully give them a chance against this tire at the same tire pressure. Also, some of them aren't available in 45, so I just wanted these to be as apples to apples as possible. Also, if you can fit one of these tires on there, it's likely you can fit one of these on there, and they're still gonna be so much cheaper that it might make sense to size up the tire. So, with this tire, the track temp was a bit hotter than the other two. It got up to about 120 instead of 110. The tire pressure went from 40 to 46, so we saw the least amount of gain for this. And I also felt like this tire never fell off. It was the same on the start all the way to the finish. It was really good. Obviously, it has significantly more tread depth than the other ones left. This tire is gonna get a lot more than even the 351 GD, and it's priced a little bit less as well. In terms of grip, this was my least favorite tire to drive on. I felt like it was a little bit more inconsistent. The transition on the handbrake and the transition crossing over through the infield was a little less confidence inspiring, but for me, it was still like, if you want to get as many laps as possible, this is the way to do it. In terms of grip, it started off at a 70 durometer, went down to a 58 on the second lap, and that was the fastest lap. It went to 62, 63, and then back up to 70 at the end. So this is going to have a harder base compound, which again is going to get you through those laps at the end without having it fall apart. Overall, like I said, not my favorite tire. I rated this the least of all of them, but still super consistent, did what it needed to do. And honestly, the forward drive of this was equal to the other two tires. It just had no side, really. This is the Armstrong Blu-Trac HP. As you can see, there's a little bit of delamination here. It was the hottest part of the day, but I do believe if you got this tire hotter, it would be worse. If you were able to manage the temperatures better, it would have been less. But what's crazy about this is how much tread is left in it. Obviously, this is a harder compound than the others, and it has literally 30% more tread than the other ones. So this is the longest lasting for sure, if you can keep it from delaminating. So in terms of grip with this one, this had a bit more side bite than the Phi, but less forward, so a little bit easier to drive. I felt like this was more consistent and better through the transitions than the Phi was. In terms of pressures, this went from 40 to 50, so it also gained a lot of pressure from the heat. And then throughout the day, durometer-wise, it started as the hardest tire, and then went down as a 74, went down to 62, and then 60, and finished at 60. So all the way down to where we're at right now, it was consistent and actually gaining more grip. I have noticed that the forward and side had improved on the last lap, so it still had a lot more to go. Probably just because of the design of the tire, actually getting flat and getting rid of a lot of the sipes, softened the tire up, got it hotter, and it had more contact patch. But also at that same point is when we had started seeing some delaminations. But the ETs for this tire were pretty much exactly the same as the Phi. They were basically between 1180s and 12.0s, which is 2/10, and they kind of crossed back and forth. This tire, if it's at a lower cost than the Phi, I think I would buy this. And they have sales either way on Tire Streets depending on what you're doing. So either of these tires is going to work well. So hopefully this test is conclusive for you and helps you buy tires. For me, I look at this like, wow, if I'm in a low horsepower car, no matter what it is, I'm driving with a 351. And if I'm coming out and being as budget minded as I can be, I'm gonna end up with the Blu-Trac. All right guys, I'll see ya. Damn, son, you're pretty accurate with that.
Like that shit?
That's good.